Hey there, folks. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy X-2. I'm the Mysterious JG. Last time we wrapped up Chapter 4 for all intents and purposes. We haven't actually seen the Act 4, Chapter 4 complete thing yet, but there's no more combat action or anything. We just have to go in and probably get one more CGI sequence going. And then we'll be ready to initiate Chapter 5. Chapter 5 is the end of the game. So I guess it's a perfectly good time for a story rewind. In Act 1, in the quote, Eternal Calm, like, disc that came out before this game to kind of, whet people's appetites for it a bit in Japan, we basically learned that Yuna set off on a journey to become a sphere hunter to hunt the ancient spheres, the crazy, kooky spheres that might give her some insight into this person who appeared to be Titus, trapped in jail and still alive. Chapter 1 of the story, basically, she and her friends run afoul of some light comic relief villains known as the LeBlanc Syndicate, and over the course of one or two wacky but not terribly plot-driven adventures, they eventually get their hands on a sphere that is wanted by the two rival factions for power, New Yevon and the Youth League, and they steal it for themselves, but when they watch it, it gives them more questions than answers, and introduces the idea that there's scary-looking something or other lurking under the surface of Vivelle. In Chapter 2, we give the sphere to one of the two groups. In this playthrough, it was New Yevon, but it doesn't appear to matter much at all. And some of our stuff gets stolen by the LeBlanc Syndicate, and in the process of getting it back, we find out that the LeBlanc Syndicate has become aware that there's a powerful and dangerous weapon hidden under Bavelle, and that they are actually trying to do something about it. So we go with them to help, and we end up doing battle with the leader of New Yevon, and the giant weapon that was under Bavelle somehow disappears. It seems to come to life and free itself from being trapped under Bavelle, but we're not sure where it goes. In Chapter 3, there's totally optional side information where we find out that the leaders of the various factions, Nooj, Gippal, and Barreleye, actually seem to know each other, and if you play through the game multiple times and watch a bunch of optional stuff, you find out that Shuyin appears to have. Oh, I don't even explain who Shuyin is yet. The guy that we found that looks like Titus is actually kind of around, and he's named Shuyin, and he seems to be a ghost of somebody who died a long time ago, who can possess people. And we find this out when Yuna accidentally gets trapped in the afterlife and runs into him, and he thinks that Yuna is somebody named Len, who Yuna encountered kind of when she got the dance dress fair. I'm not explaining this well at all. The thing is, the story comes in bits and pieces, and it's all disjointed. Nothing is revealed in any kind of logical sequence. Anyway, in Act 4, basically, near the end of Act 3, it appears that Shuyin is a malevolent spirit who has obtained Vegnagun and is going to use it to destroy Spirit to punish it for, not living up to what he wanted for him and his dead girlfriend Lynn. And Nooj, Gippal, and Barreleye seem poised to do something about it. Although, no, Barreleye is like a puppet being controlled by the evil Shuyin, but Gippal and Nooj, friends of Barreleye, are going to put a stop to this, and they tell Yuna to take care of things topside, which results in Act 4, in which we watch a bunch of optional character background crap on Sphere Grid, Sphere whatever, and then Yuna holds a concert where she sings about how it's really sad that people want to fight each other and we should all be friends. And we see video footage of Len and Shuyin being killed by the guards of Pavel in times past. So that's where we are, folks. Essentially, the plot, which has been on hold for the entirety of Act 4, is that Barreleye, who is a puppet of Shuyin, seems to be poised to use Vegnagun to destroy Spira. Gippal and Nooj are going to do something to stop it, but they don't really care to explain what they're doing to the actual heroines of the game, the Gullwings, who just kind of, oh man, I forgot to start my timer. I've been talking for a while now. But yeah, for the entirety of Act 4, Gippal and Nooj are apparently doing something about the actual threat to Spira. But Yuna just was planning to have a concert, and watching security camera footage of other people. So if we return to the story, basically it's time to maybe figure out if somebody is going to do something about Vegnagun. And I guess in some kind of way they're going to pawn off the fact that we saw Shuyin and Len, I think, which we already knew that they were like a thing. Somehow seeing them get killed by guards and Vegnagun being involved is going to lead Yuna to thinking that now they know enough to do something. Oh, hey.
'Twas a magnificent melody, Lady Yuna. The onlookers were all
My beard is not moving in time with my words.
If it brings spirit together, even a little, then I'm glad.
Now, what's that you said about being able to bring Titus back to life?
As you sang, not a soul could help but realize the folly of their tiresome squabbling.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Fists once raised in anger became welcoming
Became
hands,
love
offering
fists.
solace to a tearful neighbor. I must admit that I, too, shed my share of tears the moment
I was a big fan of hers back in the day.
You know Len?
Of course. Would you like to hear?
Yes, tell us.
No, don't push me.
Where to begin? About 1,000 years ago, Len was a popular songstress in Zanarkand. The talk of the town.
It is kind of cute that which I don't want to skip the scene. This is probably pretty important, but it's kind of cute that you have a choice of saying yes or no to listen to this guy talk, and they always give you a choice to just cut him off because he's boring or whatever. In this game, sometimes you're punished for you won't get a garment grid unless you listen. In Final Fantasy X, it really did just generally come down to there's a bunch of optional background information you might not want to listen to. But I love the fact that would you like to? It's like, yes, tell us. Jesus Christ, this woman has apparently invaded my soul. I have this like poltergeist that's inhabited my body. I'd like to know what's going on.
In a more peaceful age, she might have lived out her years as a performer.
Or have become addicted to drugs and had a terrible fall from grace.
Did not allow such a thing to be.
Well, she didn't really have a lot of musical talent.
You see, Len's gift for singing was matched by her genius in the summoner's arts.
Oh, so she sucked at that too.
When the Machina War began, all summoners were sent to the front lines. Zanarkand
Even
was
the hot ones?
hopelessly outnumbered. Len knew she would not return home alive. Nonetheless, she was prepared to lay down her life.
Wait, how could she be my world avatar if I'm from Bevelle?
Yet there was one person who refused to let Len die. Yes, he would do anything to save her.
He looked shockingly like Waka.
He was a young man, Len's lover.
I was so jealous of him.
I don't know. His name has been lost to history.
It's Shuyin, move on.
Whatever his name, the youth endeavored to steal the enemy's Machina weapon and save Len.
Because they only had one.
However...
Oh, never mind, I need a nap.
It didn't go well.
The lovers met a truly tragic end.
He died in the saddle, you might say, did the
Those
lovers.
we all witnessed are most certainly a record of their last moments.
Not at all fanciful or, Whoa, hey, where are you going? You're trying to talk to you.
So Shuyin was Len's lover.
Secret
And so that means the
love.
weapon that he tried to steal to save her must have been,
A condom.
Vegnagun, right? I think I can kind of understand how he felt. Trying so hard to save someone.
I remember Titus and I both kind of
2
lusted
years
after
ago,
you.
I was the same. Trying to find some way to save you.
You're weirding me out, Riku. Let go. Oh,
That
this
was
is a blocked scene, huh?
Knowing that you were on my side,
Oh, I guess this music is blocked.
I'll always be grateful to you.
Titus, whatever.
Maybe Len felt the same way.
Or maybe not.
The man she loved. He struggled to save her. He fought till his very last breath for her.
And she never put out for him.
I think that Len's final words might have been happy ones.
Yeah, well, you know what you think, and
I
a
love
nickel's worth 1/10 of a cup of coffee these days. Actually, 50 cents would be pretty damn cheap for a cup of coffee.
There is a connection. But wait,
I'm expressing sincerity as best I can by touching my
everything
boobs.
is all wrong.
Uh-huh.
He never heard. The one person she wanted to tell, he never heard her words.
Yeah, well, they're both dead, so that kind of overrides the tragedy of, well.
What do you know? It's LeBlanc's game. They want to see Yuna. I'll have them wait in the engine room.
And then he triggers an explosion in the engine room, whatever. I don't think, okay, they said don't talk to, okay, I believe at this point I cannot talk to Shuyin or I'll accidentally push the plot forward. So yeah, there you go, big long speech, and, I guess I'm looking at it all wrong. You know, this game is the girliest Final Fantasy game so far. I'm looking at it all wrong because I'm looking at it from this like kind of practical standpoint of yeah. Okay, well we already knew that Shuyin is trying to use Gun, and we got to figure out how to stop him. And it's like, oh no, the real tragedy is he never heard Len's words of love. And I'm like, yeah. Still, fucking Gun, we got to stop him. But no, I guess it's gonna. If memory serves, it is gonna kind of play into the ending. But what the girls are piecing together here is that poor Shuyin, he's such a nice guy. He really means well, and he's just all sad because he loved his girlfriend so much and never knew how much she cared for him. Blah blah blah. So that's all coming into the. I mean, I guess they're gonna just have a big kumbaya love fest at the end of the game, and everyone's gonna be happy. Or are they? This is so much like 2 years ago. I was fighting back tears the whole way. And then she starts doing the stupid hand job. Okay, so Len has something to say, but how do we get Shuyin to listen? We could just, like, put a gag in his mouth and tie him to a chair and she could talk to him. The things we want to say most are usually the hardest to say. For example, I want some pizza so bad. It's obvious when you think about it, but that doesn't stop it from hurting. Oh, pain. Len's words may be the one and only thing that can reach Shuyin's heart. Maybe that's why she chose you to deliver her message. I think she chose Yuna because Yuna was the one who touched the haunted dress sphere. Unless you think a lot of people use that dress sphere, and the ancient summoner from Xanarkand just kept waiting for a girl who looks a little bit like her and was also a summoner to come along. Your song burned with the fires of passion, Yuna. I still can't stop crying, although I'm not crying right now. Poor brother. I don't think he really gets much of an ending in this game. So about LeBlanc. Can we just leave her down there? You better not be messing with my baby down there. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back, baby back. You know, I want to. I'm nervous. I want to check and make sure I do this in the right sequence. Instead, board the elevator and head to the engine room. Okay, apparently, if we talk to Shinra, I think it cuts us off. Like, it's weird. It seems like the game is funneling you towards the engine room, so I'm trying to avoid it. But apparently, if you talk to Shinra, it blows up something you're supposed to get by going to the engine room. So, okay. Let's just let the LeBlanc send a kid into the engine room. What could possibly go wrong?
I've been hunting around since we last met, and I happened to find a rather peculiar sphere.
It's cube-shaped.
It shows my Noogie-Woogie. For some reason, that chump Barreleye is there, too. But it's from
oh, she's
some
doing a
years ago.
Riku-esque
I'm
quantum
afraid
hand
it's
job.
not much help now, loves.
Crimson
How
Sphere
about
5.
you? Have you tracked down my Noogie yet?
Nooj is on the far plane. I saw him there with
Nooj.
Gippal.
The far plane? What is he doing in a place like that?
Yeah, that
I
is
think he's
the
searching for
afterlife.
Barreleye and Vegnagun.
That's the afterlife unit. It's a bit of a stretch.
So Barreleye is the one pulling Vegnagun strings. I should have known.
No, that's not it. How do I explain?
Hopefully better than I did at the beginning of the
Never
video.
mind, I don't have time for this.
She
Boys,
attacks.
we're going to the far plane.
Then she pulls out 3 vials of poison.
Anything but that, boss! We're no match for that sort of opponent.
You mean death?
Now don't be silly. The power of love conquers all. It's decided. We're going to save Spira.
Yes, ma'am.
Well then, get this tanker moving.
So what happened if I talk to... Oh, give the boss an inch and she'll take... Well, you get it. Give the boss 6 inches and... Find news before we have to. Please, that's all I ask. Give the boss an inch and you've heard it already. Oh, ha ha, the far line, that's where dead people go. Does that mean we have to get... Does that mean we have to get sent to get there? But well, at least Yuna can figure that out. We could be on the ground bleeding and the bosses still make us go. So we don't get that that sphere key item unless we talk to her. And it goes with power glove, GG love. What's that enchanting sound? I think Nujibu's calling for me there. Hear it? So I love the fact that she's just like wandering around whacking the ground with her fan. I love it. Yeah, I love that fact. It's incredible how much I love it. Alright, so now if we talk to the kid, we end the act. And I think what happens if you talk to Shinra without going to talk to her first, they just burst into the cabin and you don't get the scene where she gives, or the bridge, and you don't get the scene where she gives you the sphere. But how the hell you're supposed to know that? That they start you in a room where there's a person you can't talk to, where they will cost you a key item? You guys have anything different to say now? Nope, it doesn't look like it. It is actually kind of interesting to see something other than like generic repeating sky backgrounds as you like actually being landed in this ship is kind of visually interesting for a change.
What have we here?
Is it
Looks
Yuna?
like a transmission, but it's pretty weak.
What
No.
is?
UHF TV.
I'm getting signals from the comm sphere we dropped in that hole, but I can't seem to connect.
Enough, little boy. Move aside.
Yuna, you want to like help him?
Inconceivable!
They're gaining on us.
Impressive machina.
I love it.
An invention like this could change the world.
Make it a lot lazier.
Whoever came up with this is a genius.
He's got good taste.
He likes women, though.
Guess I'm a genius too for fixing it.
How did you fix it? It's like a sphere full of mystical energy.
Gippal!
What up,
I
gangster?
don't think he can hear us.
I can
No
hear you.
response.
Some genius.
You suck.
Yuji!
If you're done playing, let's go.
If you're not
Chill
done playing,
out.
let's go.
Lost your nerve?
Hey, we're
Pussy.
talking about Vegnagon. How the heck do you fight that thing?
Carefully.
We can't even walk up to it without freaking it out.
Or making it mad. But I've got a plan.
To make it mad.
If it doesn't work,
Death will be my apology.
Oh, Nooj.
whatever, man. When a Death Seeker dies, that's no apology.
Yeah, stop being such a drama queen. Seriously.
What about LeBlanc?
Death will be her apology.
Well,
She's not listening now, is she? Root? Her music starts up.
Like that? Ugh, just when he was getting to the juicy bits!
She wants him to get at her juicy bits, alright.
What a piece of junk! Forget it, I'll go ask him myself.
Okay, thanks, lady. I was worried about having to fix this machine.
What about the Gullwings?
What about your juicy
I
bits,
think
Yuna?
that we should help out Nooj. But first,
Help him kill himself.
I want to try talking to Shu Yin. I have to tell him how Len felt. I'm sure he'll understand.
Uh-huh.
How? We can't exactly make an appointment.
Why not?
We'll
Let's
just
try
have to
that.
jump into one of those holes.
Whoa, that's what
Together, this
brother
time.
wants to do.
Roger! Gullwings! We move out! Celsius! Full speed ahead!
If we're facing a wall right now, I should probably take off first. Juicy bits, folks. Juicy bits. The Gullwings are gonna jump into a hole. so they can get to the juicy bits. Meanwhile, this ship appears to be powered by flaming farts. Haha. I'm being incredibly mature today. Yeah, so that's the end of Act 4, Chapter 4, whatever. Chapter 4, the chapter in which Yuna decides to hold a concert, and at the end she decides, hey, we should probably do something about helping Nooj to fight Barreleye, which was all set up at the end of Act 3. We will save our progress. And, I don't even know if we're going to get to gameplay here. I underestimated how much... You know, when I talked for like 5 minutes reviewing chapters 1 through 4 at the beginning of the video, I think I'd underestimated that there was 15 more minutes of cinematics before chapter 4 would actually end. So, we may have our intro into chapter 5 cinematics go for the entire duration of the rest of this video. We'll see.
Vegnagun's definitely bothering you. But there are other things we need to worry about too.
Vegnagun is threatening the world. No, the world will be destroyed if you don't deal with Vegnagun.
We have time.
Well, let's play it by ear.
Yeah, why have a plan?
Gullwings! Round up! It's strategy time!
I'm actually slowly beginning to remember that pain wasn't that bad. I'm like, way to take control. But before we do that... I think we want to go sleep and get something for it, but I think we need to actually deal with these cinematics first.
We know Vegnagun is in the deepest reaches of the far plane.
Isn't
The only
Brother
way
gonna
in
say
is to
something?
jump
He's the
into one of
leader.
those holes.
Yeah,
Or to die
but which one?
and get sent.
There's one in Besaid, one in Kilika, and one in Jose Temple. Don't forget the Comlands, the cave at the bottom of the gorge.
And the hole that Vegnagun opened up in the Bavel underground.
Yep.
So, which one do we jump into?
Who cares?
Who cares? We just
Yeah,
dig
see?
a hole and dive!
Maybe we should get a
Yuna!
stethoscope.
You can decide which hole we pick. Made up your mind? Where will you jump in?
Oh, I think this forces the end of the game, actually. It's our turn to do something. But wasn't my Dance Dance Revolution minigame and concert like doing something? Well, Uni, what do you say we take charge of cleaning up Spira? I know I'm willing to bank on the guys pulling it off alone. Yeah, I'm sure they'd love your help pulling it off. As far as shooting goes, all we gotta do is talk to him, right? Yeah. If he loves Len, he'll listen. Yeah.
We got a message from Besaid a little while ago.
They said
Looks
stay
like
away.
Lulu finally had her baby.
Who cares? I mean, what?
Let's go see them.
There's a message from Kilika too. Apparently things are getting a little messy.
No one done had a
More
baby.
bickering?
Sort of. Now it looks like they're bickering over the fact that all the bickering stopped.
Woohoo!
Figures.
There's also a message from every other location in Spira. I always was amused by this, the hotspot, 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 hotspot that they do here. Because yes, every place in the game is labeled a hotspot for Chapter 5. It's clearly intentional. Because, in fact, some of them don't have very much going on in particular, but they just kind of call them all hotspots for fun. Now I think, actually, we might want to put off... There's like something we can do on the Celsius where I think, yeah, we want to actually, okay, if possible, we want to get up to 75% completion because we'll get a slightly better reward for this thing where we have to go sleep in, you know, go to talk to Shopkeep and sleep. So let's actually see if we can pick up one more percentage completion point. I didn't think we were this close. And the fact is screaming at me, don't leave Xanarkin for last. Do it first, just in case. So let's go to the Xanarkin ruins and Place of memories. This is a special place for you, Yuna, wasn't it? Want to go take another look before the final battle? Or else we just read up on every place. I wonder if Elder Kamari's handling them out so well. Want to go check in with them? On him? The battle between the two companies of the Comlands is at an end. Don't miss the final showdown. Actually, I kind of want to put the Comlands off until I can get a little bit more... We can do PR missions again in Chapter 5, but, Praetor Barrel is still missing, but it looks like New Yevon's remaining members are holding the party together. A new Yevon. That's kind of cute, actually. Campaign face-off. After the storm. Place of memories. Demon in the Sands. Legendary fiend that sleeps beneath the sand is awoken. Both the camp and the Cactuar Nation are in danger. Scramble going. That's actually as close to a real Chapter 5, like, important plot mission of any place, except it is totally optional. The woods are dying. How long until they disappear? Seriously. Shinra goof? Yo, Shinra, your brilliant inventions turn the Thunder Plains into Fiend Central. Man, I don't remember anything about what you do in the Thunder Plains of Chapter 5. Guadasalam Homecoming. There's some strange music coming from Guadasalam. I wonder who's playing. Moonflow. Toba's playing another concert. Will it sell? It'll just fall flat. Jose Temple. The Temple of Jose. The faction Storm card. The Machine faction has made some kind of weapon in Gippal's absence, and now they want us to drop by. Gullwing guinea pigs, we're good to go. That is an opportunity to learn a new blue magic, at least. Youth League ceasefire. The Youth League's put down the weapons for now. Looks like the war with New Yevon's been called off. Culprit found. Will we finally get to the bottom of this mystery? Don't miss a thrilling conclusion. Gullwings. That was what we were doing in the last chapter. With the stupid jumping around back and forth with cameras and stuff. Blitzball season. Blitzball season's here at last. So are we playing? Yes, this game does have Blitzball. But it's only in at Chapter 5 of 5, and it's actually less engaging and interesting than it was in Final Fantasy X. Kilika, trouble in Kilika Redux. The trouble with New Yevon and the Youth League settled down, but now it looks like other trouble's brewing. And Besaid, Waka and Lulu's kid was born. Wonder if they picked a name. Waka's a daddy. Who's your daddy? I don't know why. They just don't seem to care much for Lulu. As the entire plot thread of Besaid Island has been Waka's preparation to become a dad. I can see how that would be like, kind of a big deal for Waka, but I don't understand why it's like Lulu's getting ready to become a mom, but who cares? Let's, I tell you what, let's make this video just a little tiny bit on the short side, and we'll call it right now, and when we come back, we will go first to Zanarkand Ruins to try to pick up a couple of extra percentage points so that we can see what was the point of sleeping in every chapter. The Mysterious JG, thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.